What's up? And welcome to the Likes and Cash podcast. Today on the podcast, I got a good friend called LEEVI, where he shows you how we went from 0 to 16,000 followers. But that's not the cool part. The cool part is how much he made from it. So he's making now 50K a month consistently. And I thought this was a really cool interview because of how much he emphasizes monetization over growth. Because likes are cool, but likes and cash. Enjoy. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, LEEVI. What's up?
What up, man? Really nice to see you.
LEEVI is one of my good friends from Twitter for a while. And I kind of wanted to do this more of a freestyle thing. So I'm just going to let you tell your story. I mean, obviously, you've grown a lot. You've grown to what? How many followers you got now? Plus 10K now?
16K. Just hit it yesterday.
Congratulations. So 16K, clocking in consistent 50K months. So yeah, I just want to let you tell your story and let people know maybe a few things they can learn from you.
Basically, a year ago, when I found out the side of money Twitter, basically, and I saw a bunch of guys giving out a lot of free game, giving a bunch of free stuff, bought some courses here and there, followed a few people, liked the idea of having a Twitter profile. And at the same time, I was obviously building my lead generation agency. It has just started out almost at the same time. So I was really busy with that. So I really didn't have any point of joining Twitter, or like that's what I thought, because obviously it could have helped a lot while growing my agency if I was also actively sharing it on Twitter. And then actually, then a few months later, it was spring, so April, May, where it might be, I was thinking to myself that, okay, now I have a consistent stream of clients. We were doing around 27, 28K a month with the agency back then. And I thought that, okay, there's again no point for me to start sharing any content on Twitter or anything, because I don't really need more clients for my agency. I couldn't even take on more if I wanted to, because we were just scaling it really rapidly, and we had all the leads that we needed through cold outreach and cold emails. We had like 120 domains just ripping through our total addressable market. We were like blasting volume. So we had all the leads that was needed, but I was still always gravitating a lot towards the idea of doing Twitter, having like an audience to share my ideas on. At that point, I really didn't even realize the power of networking on Twitter. So I wasn't even thinking about that. I just wanted to share my thoughts. And then
just quick question. Was there like a moment when you were like, Twitter kind of makes sense? You're like, yeah, I think I need Twitter, just not run ads for my agency.
Yeah, it was, I think I never really went to Twitter for the money. I never really saw it as a business decision. Because I always just was like really gravitating to, like, it was really cool seeing people like share a bunch of stuff. And I think that I never realized how much money people were making off of Twitter. Like that was like I didn't see the potential, because it's just funny bird up with like short sentence tweets. Like I never
saw. Elon Musk uses just for shit posting.
Yeah, like I never saw actually the business side of it. But I always thought it would be really cool to have a community, have an audience of people who you can talk to, interact with, and like you can just get validation for ideas, and just that was the main thing. And then it's actually exactly 184 days. Yesterday I checked how long it was before I started Twitter. It was May 8th. I scheduled my first tweets. I had bought like a course from JK, and I had Tweet Hunter and everything ready to go. I had already been like seeing Twitter for like a few months. So I thought that I'm going to crush it. I started just posting 5 tweets a day, just scheduling random shit. And also I think I hit JK up that I sent you a DM like the first day when I started Twitter that I'm going to hit like 5K followers before the year ends or something. And you actually replied to it, which was cool. But yeah, I started.
I was like, tell me I replied. Please tell me I replied.
You did. Like 3 months later, but you still did.
Oh God, sorry.
No worries. I understand it now. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, fuck it. I just started sharing my thoughts, and then super quickly, like it was actually really fast. I'm like I have told you, I pay for speed. So the first day I scheduled tweets. I also launched Twitter ads, and I started running ads to my account just to get the initial first few hundred followers. That was my plan: get first 300 followers, and then start tweeting more without ads.
Mind if I ask you,
Um,
because that's a topic a lot of people don't talk about. Do you have a structure for ads? How do you look at Twitter ads?
I've obviously done media buying, or not obviously. I don't know why it would be obvious, but I've done media buying in the past. I ran a Facebook ad agency. So what I did is I just clicked new campaign, followers. Then only thing that I did for targeting, I just picked like the accounts that had the audience that I wanted. So I think at that time it was like Nick Abraham, cold email wizard, it was you, and like bunch of like just main legion and cold email business guys on Twitter. I just put the target there, similar people who follow them or people who follow these accounts. And then I just threw in like a 10 euros a day ad budget, did like really broad, didn't really exclude any countries from there. So obviously I was getting pretty cheap followers, like 20 cents per follower. But I also acknowledge that these are low quality followers, and these, like, if I just run ads to them, they probably don't really care about my stuff. But I just wanted to get the initial traction off the ground. Then when I did, like, when I had my course that I was selling, before I was banned on Twitter ads, RIP. Then I did again, like, super simple. I did sales tweet. Yeah, it's dumb bad shit. But yeah, I was basically just doing engagement ads to my followers, retargeting my followers. And that was like, I never had the tracking set up because it was like, again, small volume, small course. I didn't really even care about the ROI on it, but it 100% sure was like highly ROI positive. Because I think if you post a sales tweet or if you post a tweet, like probably just the 10-20% of your audience sees it. So if you just get blasted with my offer every single day, or obviously at some point you're gonna buy it. So I did that also as an experiment, and it worked great. I think that if you target your own followers, and if you have actually a good offer, you can be really shit at media buying. You don't need to actually know any Twitter ad strategies, and you're gonna make it work. Like, again, you need to be like, you don't really need to be a rocket scientist to get an ROI from it.
I'll give a little bit of insight here, because a lot of people are banned on Twitter ads, including us both. And I reached out to a few Twitter sales reps. I realized that the reason why they banned me, at least tell me if your story is different, but it's because Twitter doesn't like when you include guarantees or promises on their ads. It needs to be something more broad. So instead of you're gonna make more money, they're like, we showed this person how to make more money, here's the video. It cannot be explicit, it has to be suggestive. What did you get banned?
Yeah, I think it was exactly the same reason, but it was a little bit weird because when I was running ads to my course, I had a really direct, it was like something like along the lines, like, if you don't sign a client in 60 days, I guarantee you that I'll send you back $99 or something. I had like a really direct offer there, like really direct, straight to a landing page as well. And I never had any problems with it. And then I acknowledged the fact that you shouldn't do it, but I still did it.
So you said you were running a direct offer with a guarantee, and then you got banned. What's next?
Yeah, so I had a really direct offer. I started running ads to it, got banned in like 5 minutes. It was like immediate. Like, it started running. I started seeing like, okay, it's not actually picking up any engagement. Wonder what is wrong. Then like 5-10 minutes later, the ad actually starting to run. Went and checked back. I was banned. But it is what it is. You live, you learn.
They ban you quick. I thought it was because of another reason. So I was doing other like kind of weird tactics. I was scraping other people's followers because on Twitter you cannot, like if I target you, it's not that I'm targeting your followers, I'm targeting people like you. You know, that's the format that they use. So if I choose Leve, it's not Leve's followers, it's people who like are related to it, right? So what I did was I figured out who had the audience that I wanted, and I downloaded their audiences with Phantom Buster or Phantom Buster. And
Yeah, I
then I
think, yeah.
uploaded the CSV. And I thought that's because I was banned, but then I got on a call with a Twitter sales rep, and it wasn't because of that. It was because same reason you and I got banned, which is we promised something and they don't.
Yeah, it sucks because like if you are still unbanned on Twitter ads, don't take it for granted. Use it for soft ad, because like right now I wish that I had it. It would be great, but no can do.
You still got to 50K a month though, so let's talk about that. What happened?
Yeah, so then I was running my agency. This is June or July, can't remember exactly. I'm running my own lead gen agency. We were doing like the best. We had just hit the best month on May. It was 44. No, it was in June. It was 44,000 with all the performance checks and few big starting fees, and it started like going super smooth. We had this big goal that before the summer starts, that we want to have everything super systemized. We want to have a big team. I think at the time we had, me and my co-founder included, we had 13 people, so 11 employees in the agency. I was working around 2 hours a day. I was making some money from Twitter just by selling a course, like trying to just learn how to monetize an audience, just as like a fun side project. And I was like, shit, I'm really bored. I'm working 2 hours a day. I'm used to working 15 hours a day because that's what it took when I was scaling my agency to the point where it was. So I was really bored. I was like, yeah, I also did a bunch of consultation calls from Twitter. People were just DMing me, yo, bro, can we hop on a call? I'll pay you 500 for an hour. And this is a pretty okay deal. So I did a bunch of those calls. And I also had a lot of demand for a coaching program. And it started like manifesting in my head. I was like, yeah, I guess it makes sense. I guess it could be a good idea, but I don't know how to really approach it. So yeah, then what I did was, I joined JK's program, Tweets and Clients, just to get some clarity on Twitter, just to get the help, just to get the support if needed. Joined that, met David Mendes, and we came up with a crazy plan. So I was really set to make it happen. I was working with David. I also had JK. I had a bunch of cool stuff from Tweets and Clients, so there was really no way for me to fail. Then we just had to come up with the best possible way to approach it. What I basically did is, and this is something that you should do. It doesn't matter if you're launching a coaching program, whatever you're doing, like every single offer and market you're trying to get validated, is I did a bunch of free consultation calls. I did like 73 30-minute consultation calls in the span of 3 days. In the morning, I would walk to the office 7-8 a.m. I would sit in my noise cancellation booth. I would have like some a salad or a lunchbox and just 6 Red Bulls, a few cans of snooze sitting behind like my laptop, and I would start up my Google Meet, and I would run like just 12-13 hours of calls, no breaks. There was no breaks, and I would just run those calls and take notes. Just ask people, what are you trying to do? What are you struggling with? What could I help you with? And I did 70 of those 3 days in a row. And after those 3 days, I had a really good idea of what actually people are struggling with. And are people even trying to do the shit that I could help them with? And then we looked at all the notes, and then we basically came up with the offer. We saw that, okay, they're struggling with this, they're struggling with this. This is what is the biggest problem. People want accountability, people want to get held accountable, they want clarity, they want to know this and this and this framework. These are the biggest struggles, these are their goals, etc. We looked at all of those things, connected all the similarities.
Like for them to tell your problems, what did you ask them?
I just asked, what are you struggling with? What are your goals? What have you done like to get to those goals? What is slowing you down getting those calls? It was like those consultation calls were super laid back. It was like, because I was also giving out a lot of free value. I was basically one-on-one solving their problems, and I wasn't like there was no selling on those calls. It was just, I want to ask these few questions. I'm doing market research, and after those questions, I'll help you with whatever you want. And it was super laid back. So I got bunch of really good data.
Dude, that's sick. Dude, I saw that
Yeah.
calendar. That thing looked like an ant, like just a bunch
Yeah,
of
it's like, yeah,
it was horrible.
fuck.
It gave me PTSD. Like it was horrible.
Yeah, really. It was crazy.
That's underrated. On my welcome sequence, as soon as you join my email list, there's no call to action except reply with any question about this topic. And if you pay attention, people actually tell you what they want. They're like, people say that, oh, well, how do I do market research? Well, you ask them. Yeah, they tell you. Yeah, they actually tell you. But
exactly.
I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. So we did that, and then we looked at all the similarities, and we were like, okay, boom, this is our offer. And then we structured it like the whole program. We structured the first variation of it. In the first, it was really a lot of one-on-one. And again, here, like one thing that I emphasize this method a lot also in my own program to my own student, that in the beginning, do a bunch of shit manually, do it unscalable work, don't try to systemize it, don't try to make a process, because you have no fucking idea how it's going to actually go. First, get the traction in the business, stress test it, and get forced to build these processes. Get actually busy, get trenched in work. And then just the sheer amount of work that you have in your life forces you to actually come up with these systems naturally. And the systems that you come up are actually going to work, and they're going to work under pressure. They're going to work under stress because they have been built under pressure, like diamonds develop under pressure. And that's how you actually build really good processes. You get really fucking busy for 3 months. At the end of the 3 months, you write everything down that you're doing daily, and then you systemize those things because those things actually work. Those systems won't break even if you have a big influx of business or a big influx of traction in your business. So it basically, how we built the program is we launched some sales letters and basically just talking about the things that I found out while doing the free consultation calls. It was obviously resonating a lot with the audience because the audience had given it to me. The perfect customer had told me exactly 70 times in a row what they need. So the sales letter that we built and the offer that we built, it was just basically just correctly made for them. Like it's also exactly made for them.
I'm always amazed at how precise you are in your wording, because you're not only like grow your agency, like you know exactly what the problem is, right? You target this amount of people. Like for me, I always try to include in my marketing only phrases that people have said verbatim, because there's like a difference between saying monetize your audience and saying you're secretly embarrassed because everybody thinks you're making money but you're not. You know, there's a difference, you know, when you use different wordings. So I feel like one is the diamond analogy. I think that was fucking awesome, because you need to be good at the thing before you systemize the thing. Key. And two is you got speed because you actually listen to your customers. Like you're like, you want to know exactly what do you offer? How many calls you get in 70 fucking calls in 3 days?
70. 35 hours in 3 days, just calls. And you learn so much. And this is something that you should do, like even if you don't have an audience, because obviously it was, for me, it was super easy to get those calls. What I did is I sent one email, like 4 sentences to my email list, and I got those 70 calls. I would probably have gotten 300 if I just would have taken them. Initial plan was to take 20, but then I forgot to restrict my Calendly, so we got 70. I was pretty fucked with them. But it was at the end, it was like really good ROI to spend those few days trenched in the calls. And then this is something that I advise you to do, like even if you're launching an offer via cold outreach. Like we have run for our clients, we have run campaigns when like we work with a bunch of like seed and pre-seed startups and really early startups who are really missing the product market fit still. They really don't have it figured out yet. They don't know who's their exact perfect customers. They don't know what pain points they need solved. They don't know how it wants to get solved. Like what are their big problems? Like they don't really have that information yet because they have just built the product and then they're trying to sell it, which is the wrong way, obviously. But that's like a big case that a lot of our customers have had. So what we have done for them, we have just ran cold outreach. Instead of asking for a call or instead of trying to get them on a call, we basically tell them, yo, John, we're just doing a research paper on topic X, Y, and Z, based on something that you offer. So if you offer lead gen, like we are doing market research or research paper on how startups handle their lead generation. I know that you're a busy man, but since you're the marketing director, or since you're the CEO, or since you're the founder of this company, I would really appreciate it if I could send you a few interview questions over. And if you answer those, I'll gladly send you the research paper after I'm done. So you can see tactics that your competition is also using and that what works for them. Is it fine if I send you 5 questions over? And then they tell you, yes, everybody wants to be interviewed. They're like, oh shit, someone wants to interview me. Like, this is fucking dope. I'm famous. I'm going to be verified on Twitter. Like a bunch of shit like that before Twitter blew. I know that we don't get it, but that's life.
Thanks. It, bro.
I don't have it either.
Oh, okay, cool. VPN won't save us on this one.
Yeah, it won't. Yeah. But yeah, then like you just do these interviews, you send the 5 questions over, and they shouldn't be like directly to their pitch, but they should be, okay, what lead generation methods have you used? What has worked the best? Why do you think that works the best? How much money would you be open to paying for a qualified lead? And like actually like discovery questions. They give you the answer.
That's good.
Yeah. Then you get the answers, you combine everything, you send 10,000, 5,000 emails, you get maybe 50 to 100 answers. Boom. You use those answers to tweak your VSL, tweak your landing page, tweak your offer, tweak your niche, tweak your wording on your emails. You basically use the exact wordings and pain points that your ideal customers are telling you. And also as a great bonus, after a few weeks, you reach out to the same guys that gave you these answers. You send a John message, yo, John, thank you for answering my interview questions 2 weeks ago. Here's the research paper that I promised. By the way, when I was looking over your answers, I realized that we could probably help you get X, Y, and Z outcome without the problem that you're already seeing based on your interview answers. Would you be open to having a 20-minute call next Tuesday about it? I'll gladly show you how it works. And then you book these guys in for a call, because they're obviously way more warmer for you, because they have already got an interviewed by you. It's not a cold contact anymore. They already basically know you. So then you also sell to those people using exactly the same words that they have given to you. It's like it's fucking no way to fail there.
Oh my God, that's sick. I also like the framing of it. It's not, I'm gonna propose something. It's, hey, we got what you need. Do you want it? Like, they need to come to you. The positioning is right.
Exactly. You have the frame there. It's perfect.
I did something similar. Yeah, sorry. Do you need to hop off?
No worries.
Yeah, so I did something similar with Twitter. It's I was trying the VSL, which is just book a call here, but then I tried another application funnel, which is not a VSL, not a Calendly, but apply. And they have questions, and I take phone numbers, right? So a setter then calls them for an application. Like, the framing is different. The quality of leads are usually better.
Yeah, 100%. I have gotten sold so hard on some application funnels, just through that exact funnel, application, setter, call. I have gotten like closed super hard on those funnels. So I know that it works, as it has sold me.
They got your money?
Sorry?
They got your money?
Yeah, they got me so hard.
Yeah,
it has happened a few times, but it's dope.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
I guess we're gonna wrap this up soon because we are over time. But is there any advice you'd like to give to people who maybe want to start an agency or they want to start their first business, and where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at LEEVI EEROLA. I also have a YouTube channel called also LEEVI EEROLA. Pretty obvious choice, but I spit a bunch of free game there about running a lead generation agency. I believe that's a really good business model to go for. But if you want to build a business, if you want to start your first business, my biggest tip for you is don't overthink it. Don't try to make it perfect. Basically, accept the fact that it's going to be completely shit. It's going to be the worst shit that you have ever seen. You should be embarrassed by it when you launch it. Even if it's the first cold email campaign or whatever, it doesn't matter how well the first iteration of the thing that you're doing works. Only thing that matters is that you go through the first iteration, because a lot of people are trying to optimize their business and optimize their systems and processes before they have even launched anything. They have zero traction, but they're trying to build the perfect pre-call funnel. Like they are trying to build the perfect email campaign before launching a single email. Like it just doesn't make sense. Accept the fact that the first thing that you're going to do is going to completely suck and you won't get any results from it, but do it anyways. Send the first cold email campaign, send the first tweet, send the first thread, film the first video, do the first ad campaign. It's going to suck. You won't get any results. It's going to be embarrassingly bad and you're just going to waste your money and time. But then when you have done it the first time, you're actually able to look back to the process, see the data, see the feedback from the process that you just went through, and then you're able to optimize it. It's impossible to optimize something that doesn't really exist. So make sure that before you try to optimize and make actually stuff that works, that you have something as a baseline to optimize on. Accept the fact that it's going to be shit and just do it anyways. That is my best tip that I can give you.
That's fucking gold. I love it. I feel like one last thing I'll add. I feel like if you have a job or you're in school, you're rewarded for getting it perfect. In entrepreneurship, you're rewarded for getting it imperfect because nobody else is doing it.
Exactly.
And so just fuck it up. I mean, how many cold emails have you sent ever?
Hundreds of thousands. Like, so I don't even know at this point. Hundreds of thousands easily.
How many years have you been in business?
This is my 5th year, I think.
And
I've been in sales since I was 14. So there has been a bunch of iteration.
And you've tweeted 6,469 times. So
exactly 5 times a day, 184 days in a row. Not a single tweet missed.
That's my boy. You want to know the hack? Just send hundreds of thousands of reps. You'll get good at something.
Exactly. Really hard to be bad at that point.
Yeah. Thank you, LEEVI, for your time. This was awesome.
Thank you. This was great.